Hi everyone, it's Miss Angie at the Portage Public Library. Thanks for joining me today for my Create program for K through second graders. For the month of November, we are going to be making these fantastic yarn owls. I'm so excited to show you how, so let's get started. All right everyone, we're going to get started with our yarn owl. So this is the sample that I made, so I'm going to show you what's going to be in your kit and how we're going to put this owl together. So in your kit, you're going to have a cardboard owl, a ball of yarn, 2 ovals, which will be the wings. You'll have some felt for the eyes, some buttons for the eyes. You'll have a piece of yellow paper that you can make the beak out of. You'll have some ribbons. You'll have Q-tips, and you'll have the tacky glue in a container. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to wind your yarn around your owl. And you can see there's a bunch of slits that are already cut, and if they're not deep enough for you to get the yarn in, you may need to grab your scissors and cut them a little deeper. So how you're going to start is you're just going to, you could take a piece of tape and tape down your yarn, or just hold it back there, and you are going to put your yarn into those slits, and it's going to hold them in. So now you can go anywhere you want to. This is where you get to be super creative. You can go across. What I would suggest if you want to get a lot of yarn is, instead of keep going like around like this with it, you are going to want to go to the next groove behind it. So then you're using less yarn, but you can actually just do it whichever way works the best for you. Even towards the end, if you have a lot of yarn left and you want to use it all, then you could just start going around whichever way you want. It's just going to start crisscrossing in the back, just like the front. So you're going to want to take your time and use up your yarn and cover your entire piece of cardboard. So I'm going to show you what a finished one of those looks like. All right, so this is one that I did already to prepare for this craft. So this is the front, but you can see the back. So I did a lot of going right next to the grooves, and I did some crisscrossing at the end. And then when I was done, I just tucked in my extra pieces of yarn. All right, so now we have this part of the owl done. We're gonna set that aside, and we are going to work on the eyes. So you have pieces of felt, and you have some buttons. So in my sample up here, you can see that there's a larger circle of felt, a smaller circle of felt, and then the button. So if you are able or would like to, I'm going to cut both of my pieces at the same time, and then they're going to be the same. But if you want to cut them separately, you sure can. So this one I'm going to make a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball a circle. You could trace a circle if you want to, and then cut that out. All right, let's see how these look on here. Are these too big? Are they too small? Oh, I think that'll be cool, have really big eyes. All right, so now my pink, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller than that circle so that it will show some of the purple. And again, you could find something to trace a circle out of, or you could just cut it the best that you can. All right, is that smaller? That's a little smaller. If I didn't like it, I could cut it a little bit smaller than that, but I think I'm gonna leave that. And then you will glue those on. So in your kit, you're gonna have a bunch of Q-tips and this tacky glue. And this tacky glue gets really sticky, which is why I gave you a lot of Q-tips to use. So you'll take some glue, and you can put some on your felt, and then press the other piece on. And then you can either put the glue on your button or on the felt, whatever works. And you'll want to attach that piece too. So this is going to take a little bit of time to dry, and you'll set those to the side. And then I made some earlier, so there are the eyeballs that I made earlier. Those will go on the owl. So now we need to work on our wings. And so in your packet, you'll have the ovals that'll be the wings, and you'll have different colors of ribbon. You can see on this owl that ribbon is skinnier, So you'll need a scissor for this craft, and you can cut this ribbon in half. You could cut it in zigzags. Really, this part of the craft is entirely up to you. But how you're gonna attach it is you're gonna use another Q-tip, and you're gonna put glue on the back of your ribbon, and you will attach that to the wing. All right. You can do it whatever pattern you decide. If you have markers at home or crayons, you could decorate your wings with those. So you're just gonna take your time and decide on your pattern. They can be symmetrical, like mine, which means they're the same on each wing, or each wing could be different. You could have your pieces of ribbon going up and down. There's really a lot of different ideas. I hope you guys will come up with your own fantastic ideas. So once you have your wings done, you're gonna need to trim up your ribbon. So you'll just flip it over. You can wait till it's dry. You'll just trim up your ribbon so that it will go onto your owl. And I made another set of wings, so I will get those. I used some sparkly, glittery ribbon that we had here at the library. So now we have those dry, our eyes are dry, and we'll have to make a beak yet. But first, let's try to attach the eyes. So you'll need quite a bit of glue, and you're gonna put a bunch of glue on the back. If you had a hot glue gun at home and you have an adult to help you, you could even use a hot glue gun to attach them. All right, so put your one eye on, push it down so it smushes into the yarn. And let's get our other eye on. Again, a lot of glue. And we'll smush that one on. All right, and then that's gonna take some time to dry. And then the same with the wings. So you need to determine how do you want your wings to stick on. Do you want them to go out on your owl? Do you want them down to the side? Do you want them tucked in right on the body? This is really where you get to be creative with your owl. So this owl, he's kind of hanging off of the side. That will just determine where you're gonna put glue. So you're just gonna glue the top of the wing, or the whole back of it needs to be glued on. I'm just gonna kind of do that top part. But you want to get enough glue again so that it will attach to the yarn. And you're going to press it in. You won't want to move it around a lot until it's totally dry. So we're going to put that up there. We'll get some glue on here. All right, that should be pretty thick. I'm going to stick that wing about the same angle. All right, so the last thing we need to put on this owl is his nose. So you have a piece of yellow cardstock, and you get to decide what shape of beak you want to make for your owl. I'm just gonna go with a classic triangle shape and determine where you're gonna put it. Are you gonna put it at an angle? Are you gonna put it straight up and down? You'll just add your glue to the back. I think I'll get a clean Q-tip because sometimes it just gets so thick with glue. Get enough glue on there so it will stick. Find a spot, press it into the yarn, and you have completed your owl. So you'll just want to allow enough time for your owl to dry so that you're able to grab it without the pieces falling off. So this is something if you had a hole punch at home and you wanted to punch a hole in the top and add a piece of string, you could hang it in a window, or you could maybe even add some kind of magnet on the back and put it on your refrigerator. But I really hope that you enjoyed your owl yarn craft, and I hope you were extra creative with how you designed your owl, and that you'll share your photos with us on our Facebook page or email them to Angie at portagelibrary.us. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next month.